Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries again today. Hope you're well. What a day over here, a day from hell, but show must go on, and here I am. And you better make me feel better. No, I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate every second that you share with me or allow me to share with you. So preview tonight was kind of like my trips to DC professionally. Not just like, oh, let's go to DC. No, I was in a capacity to deal with government officials. So let me give you a little context as to who I was and why I was there several times. And then I'll let you know what went down and how it was. So I moved from organizations, aside from my clinical work, that were looking for money. After I did clinical, then I did case management, social work, and then I fell into grant writing. And I don't want to say I was a successful grant writer because it's kind of on the backs of people that needed money, but let's just say I was an extremely productive grant writer within the grant writing community in Los Angeles County. So in that capacity, I was working, what they call CBOs, community-based organizations. Most of the ones I worked for were fairly large because they straddled like corners of counties. Inland Empire versus LA County versus blah, blah, blah. So they were called catchment areas. And these catchment areas are mostly the larger organizations that I worked at looking for money. Well, I sold my soul to the devil and I joined a corporate environment. It was an authority. It was a governmental agency, so it was considered an authority, a county authority. But it was corporate. For all intent and purpose, it was a corporate environment, and I sold myself out from all my clinical and social work to go for $15,000 more a year to be a corporate nightmare. So I left that arena to go into not corporate yet, but my favorite job in the whole world in between. So I can't really talk about that authority place because I'm under a 12-year NDA. But the place I was at before I moved corporate, after I left that kind of community-based organization looking for money after my clinical work, there was a place called Children Affected by AIDS Foundation, and I was their program officer, and we gave away millions because our parent company was Mattel Inc. Global. I was close with Jill Barad. I wrote letters for her. She was the CEO. Beside the point. So I am now in the position of program officer, meaning I decide who gives away the money. It was the most satisfying job I've ever had. It was the most challenging job I've ever had in any nonprofit work, period. I think I talked about it, I designed all the evaluation tools for the scientific advisory board, the regular advisory board, the board of directors. It was highly, highly sophisticated work because it involved lots and lots of money. I went to New England 3 times. Well, the first time I went there was this woman I mentioned in a former show when I was sharing the Beverly Hills Hotel with you, and there was a customer who was a friend of mine. Well, she had a boutique in Georgetown, in Washington D.C. greater area, and I don't know, you guys, I told you what a nightmare she was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. She ended up jumping off her 5-story condominium somewhere like on the outskirts of Georgetown, and poor Hildegard Cherner is no longer with us. First trip to DC. Second trip to DC was with my boss, who's a CEO, who is a no-nonsense woman. First of 3 trips to Washington, D.C. So, again, she was a taskmaster, and at the time I was working with her, I would growl and I would stomp and I would crawl inside my head and say, oh my God. But this woman taught me probably one of the 3 women in my nonprofit social work grant writing career before I sold my soul to the devil corporate. That just had tremendous influence on me. 3 women, Sue, Beth, and Kathy.